Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Today, Rahul Gandhi led the charge for the Congress party while replying to the Adani group and the Modi Sarkar.
तमिलनाडु से लेकर केरला, महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश, सब जगह एक नाम सब जगह हमें सुनने को मिला, अदानी। ये नाम पूरे हिंदुस्तान में, केरल में, तमिलनाडु में, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका, हिमाचल, कश्मीर, सब जगह अदानी 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 अदानी। और ये नाम नहीं, और इस नाम के बारे में जब लोग बोलते थे मुझसे तो दो तीन सवाल पूछते थे। ये पूछते थे कि ये जो अदानी जी हैं, ये किसी भी बिजनेस में घुस जाता है, ये सफलता प्राप्त कर जाता है, ये कभी फेल नहीं होता। और युवाओं ने मुझसे यह सवाल पूछा कि भाई ये हो क्या रहा है, हम भी सीखना चाहते हैं। मोदी जी ने कहा स्टार्टअप करो, हम भी अदानी जी जैसे बनना चाहते हैं कि भैया किसी भी बिजनेस में घुस जाओ और एकदम सक्सेस हो जाए। ये 2014 में तो ये लिस्ट आती है, एक लिस्ट आती है दुनिया के सबसे अमीर लोगों की। इस पे ये 609 नंबर पे थे 14 में। 609 पीछे बिल्कुल। पता नहीं जादू हुआ। इनका हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री के साथ क्या रिश्ता है और कैसा
देश जानना चाहता है,
तो
देश जानना चाहता है।
ये देखिए रिश्ता, ये देख लीजिए
प्लीज पोस्टर माननीय सदस्य
पब्लिक में सर।
Now you just saw there, to support his claims, the main thing that Mr. Gandhi furnished inside the parliament is a picture of Mr. Modi when he was the chief minister of Gujarat with Gautam Adani and Pramod Mahajan in the businessman's private jet. This, he said, was proof of crony capitalism and quid pro quo. However, it wasn't very long before the BJP came up with its own set of pictures, not just with leaders of the Congress, but also of Gautam Adani with Rahul Gandhi's brother-in-law, Robert Vadra. Their counter question was, is Rahul Gandhi now weaving conspiracy theories simply in order to damage business?
यहाँ बहुत गंभीर
मिनिस्टर हैं ये देश
ये राष्ट्रपति का उद्बोधन को लेकर एक गंभीर चर्चा हो रही है। जो भी मेंबर कुछ भी बात करे विद फुल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी
ऑथेंटिकेट करें।
और ये वाइल्ड एलिगेशन अपना एक सोच के आया है, बिना तर्क के ऐसे वाइल्ड एलिगेशन लगा रहे, ये कोई मतलब नहीं है सर, ये ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते। और वो सर तर्क रखना पड़ेगा। अगर एलिगेशन लगा रहे हैं तो आपको पूरा डॉक्यूमेंट प्रूफ के साथ आपको रखना पड़ेगा।
दे देंगे
आप ऐसे बातें नहीं
दे देंगे
और ये गंभीरता को समझिए, ये
डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रूफ दे देंगे।
All I can say is his Jijaji has been seen with Adani. And Mudra Port was given to Adani by their government. His father was responsible. His mother has been responsible. So their whichever are in whichever field are being benefited by this government.
You're watching the News Hour at 10. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
All right, so is this really a case of crony capitalism, or as the Congress claims, the biggest scam which is being perpetrated under the nose of the current government? Or is this political mudslinging? Is it borne out by facts? Let's examine each one of those cases one by one. Joining us now, Rajat Sethi, author and economist, Anurag Naidu, author, Dr. Shantanu Sen, MP and National Spokesperson, Trinamool Congress, A. Sarvanan, spokesperson of the DMK, and Vivek Bansal, senior leader of the Congress. Rajat Sethi, a photograph shows collusion. Why should a politician be with a businessman in his private jet?
This has been a wrong precedence which has been set up. You show one photograph and you vilify one businessman, and then the other party shows another photograph, and then this And what is hampered in this whole process is the confidence that the young India looks up to, businessmen also as a role model potentially. That imagery gets distorted, and that is my biggest sort of problem with this whole thing. You can have your political, fishing expedition as much as you want. India and the young Indians don't care about it. What we care about is that business and profit making should not be vilified. Yes, if there is any kind of evidences around monopolistic practices or any kind of evidences around the fact that one specific business conglomerate has got undue benefits, bring it to the table with facts. Because if if Rahul Gandhi comes in and tries to question the BJP, he should himself come out with a corporate list of donors that Congress has been benefited with historically. In benefit of being
just
fair
hold on a second. On that opening point, let me bring in Vivek Bansal. Vivek Bansal, this is a fishing expedition using a picture.
Oh, well, Madam Joshi, I would like to say what Mr. Rahul Gandhi had been saying, I think that is quite substantive. The mere fact that in 2014 a businessman whose name has come into controversy, or whom Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying that meteoric rise has taken place with the onset of the BJP government, I don't think there is any exaggeration in that. Any person can have a very spectacular rise, but the fact that from 607 to becoming the second person in the world, there must have been some patronage by the government.
Okay, so just a second. Before we talk about growth in profits, let's address one issue. Is the picturing of a politician with a businessman evidence of crony capitalism and quid pro quo or not?
Well, to that, I'll go a step further. That can be one of the things to substantiate it. But the mere fact, how come you see from in just these say 9 years, there is a quantum jump in the assets of Mr. Adani.
No. So, again, have we settled the issue of somebody being pictured with somebody being evidence of guilt or not?
No. Now you are simply zeroing in on that. I'm going a step further.
Okay, I am zeroing in simply because, sir, I think today the maximum cheers and the maximum yeas inside Parliament were when that poster was held up. Actually, I want to go a step further because and just take one issue at a time. When we're talking about the picture, of course, we've seen pictures through the day of Mr. Gehlot, of Mr. Vadra, etc. And this is about that port in Kerala where he said that I would like to thank Mr. Shashi Tharoor for the guidance in the Vizhinjam port. Appreciate his presence at the groundbreaking ceremony. So here is Mr. Tharoor asking now for a JPC, but with Mr. Adani on the 5th of December 2050.
At the moment, we are talking about Rahul Gandhi making certain allegations and their substantive part in it. What I would like to say, he said that certain norms were flouted just for the fact that there was a quid pro quo as far as this government was concerned. Why doesn't the government come out and with a white paper on this? If opposition has certain doubts about it, certain substantive allegations, government should come clean on that.
Government should come clean on that. Point number two.
And there should be an open discussion in the Parliament. Whosoever. One day let's hold a debate on that.
So your second point raised, which I'm going to take across to Rajat Sethi, is as following. So as far as pictures is concerned, that is at best anecdotal evidence or not. We again leave it to people's wisdom because everyone gets pictured with a lot of people. That being said, how did Mr. Adani's fortunes grow phenomenally in the last 9 years? Surely it is not because of some great talent, Rajat Sethi.
Well, I think if you go by individuals who have quadrupled or, increased their wealth in the same proportion, then Congress should be asked the question that how did the Ambanis become world's top 5 richest people during their reign? You go on and on and on. There'll be just so many cases where you will start vilifying the businesses at the end of the day. This question about Gehlot sharing the tires with Adani, he didn't have a clear answer. He was looking here and there, and he was himself surprised as to what reply should I give to this juxtaposition of two things that don't match. The problem here is, if Rahul Gandhi wants to end corporate, influence in Indian politics, he should first come out clean that these are the list of corporate donors that Congress Party has, and we hereby take a pledge that Congress Party will not take a dime from any of the corporate donors henceforth.
Okay,
let us put it out on the public.
Let everyone come to the table and say that. Let's blackball all industrialists.
If there is a consensus going to emerge on that, we have no reservations on that. But when our co-participant, when he was mentioning about that Mr. Gehlot rolls out the red carpet for Mr. Adani, I think there's a world of difference. When Mr. Ashok Gehlot rolls out or welcomes him, he's also having a space. It is not that he's hogging the entire space. So space is being given to all the entrepreneurs, unlike in the present government that he's entering into airport business, he's entering into green energy business, he's entering into cement business, he's entering into hydroelectric projects, so blah, blah. So there is no end to it.
But how does that show malified, sir? For a businessman to enter into, this is like saying, why is Ratan Tata also in the hotels business, also in the soap business, also in the FMCG business? But that is what businessmen do. They diversify. How does that identify malified?
Right. But all of a sudden, there is such a ramping up in the business, in the sense that is what a cause of concern.
But sir, from whatever little I have read of Mr. Gautam Adani, it has hardly been sudden. The first green shoots came in 1992. Then he went on to build his business in Gujarat. And now is when he has come nationwide, and the ports business, etc., also has been about like 7 years, if I am not mistaken. How is that sudden? Ports and mines has been in the works for 5 to 7 years. And since you spoke about growth in business, here is some more data. The Gautam Adani data has been put out. Then we have data about Reliance, which Rajat Sethi gave. Here is some more anecdotal data about growth in business. The Tata Group was $5 billion in size when Ratan Tata took over the reins in 1992. But in the year 2013, it became a $100 billion conglomerate. So some would argue that in the time that the Congress was in government, 92 to 2013, from 5 billion, the Tata Group became 100 billion.
Well, there is, you see, at the moment, when you are talking about Tata, there was all of a sudden opening of the economy in 91. That had its impact. But whereas at the moment, there are so many entrepreneurs, why he's only getting the benefits of this, basically of this patronage or whatever you see. There is something more to it than meets the eye. That one has to be objective. It is not simply that we are making useless.
So, final point answer this, Rajat Sethi. Then I want to bring in Mr. Saravanan. Why is he the chosen one?
Well, Padmaji, if you have blinkered lenses before you, all you're going to see is Adani. You keep forgetting the fact that it is the same Adani whose charters were being deployed for Congress election campaigns. That's another story, and this is what the Honorable Minister also raised today. See, if you want to vilify it, please go on. But the truth of the story is that the amount of openness that Indian ecosystem has provided to the startups, new people coming into new business areas, etc., was unimaginable 10 years back. Would something like a space industry be open for startups? Not at all. Was it ever imagined by any of the governments earlier? It required some level of guts. It required some level of maneuvering through the bureaucratic maze, which this government has shown the right intent to do. Which other government has shown that guts? Otherwise, the entire space industry could have been taken up by Gautam Adani. Was he successful? No. So there are ample such examples which are out there, wherein I personally feel that enough space is there for private sector, small players to come in and make big.
Okay. Mr. Saravanan.
Yeah. See, the BJP is totally terrified of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and what he had spoken in today in the parliament. This is not just about a picture like how you are portraying. I think the viewers are very intelligent. The Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not just show the picture and run away. He gave a lot of examples, Padmaja.
And we're here to talk about each one of them actually. I'm so glad. Do you want to go to the next example? Because let's talk about the GVK GMR. Do you think, sir, that there was any favoritism shown on the issue of giving airport contracts? Let's talk about specific examples. The airport contracts, for example.
Okay.
Favoritism was quoted.
Yes,
how has favoritism been done?
I'm coming to that.
Yes, go on.
Yes, six airports that has been granted to the Adani group by tweaking the rules. The already existing players were edged out. This is the allegation. Apart from that, the Airports Authority of India rules were modified so that 50 years of contract could be given to the Adani group. This is what we call as crony capitalism, and this is what Mr. Rahul Gandhi was emphasizing. He was not emphasizing just the picture. This apart, you were asking 190 and who is the ultimate loser?
Okay, so let's take this one by one.
And
before we talk about the stocks, we are talking about the airports. Anurag Naidu, charge number 2.
Padmaja, let me finish, Padmaja.
No, we're taking one at a time. Otherwise, we will keep going around in circles. Second point that you have raised.
Allow me to speak. No, I'm not going around. I'm speaking several other points.
I'm asking questions about what you have charged, sir. Why are 6 airports given to the Adani group, Anurag Naidu, by edging out the other players?
There are several other allegations, Padmaja.
We'll address all of them one by one. Otherwise, viewers get confused. Answer this, Anurag Naidu.
Padmaja, things are very clear.
No,
I'll tell you, I'll answer on your airports question, sir. Please hear me out, sir. If you really feel that the rules and has been flaunted and there have been deviations taken to put out certain players, but predominantly GVK and GMR who have been ruling the aviation sector, then you go to the court by all means, and courts will give you a hearing if there is something which was wrongdoing, and it can easily be established. One quick question, Padmaja. The entire Gandhi family owes their high allegiance to the GVK family. You see any wedding of GVK family in Hyderabad, I'll tell you one matter personal experience. Entire Gandhi family, starting from Mrs. Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Rahul Gandhi, you can see them in Hyderabad in all the weddings of Mr. Subramanian Reddy's. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm absolutely not saying it's wrong. You Google the images, you will get it. You see the relation of GMR family with Gandhi family, you Google the image, you'll get it. You see the relation of the DLF with Robert Vadra, you Google it, you'll find it. It is black and white. The point here is it really wrong to have a photograph with a businessman who is a potential investor? The larger pain, Padmaja, that I'm having today is one foreign short seller says something and we fight amongst ourselves. No wonder Brits ruled us for 89 years. If we start fighting amongst ourselves, if you have questions, you please
so they're saying this is not about the source of the charges, it is about the authenticity of the charges and whether they should be probed or not. That is the issue that is being raised.
Now they have been given ample time in the parliament. You've seen there was no disturbance when Mr. Gandhi was speaking. Let me be very clear.
Respond, Mr. Saravanan.
Yeah, yes. See, the problem here is this. Why is the BJP government running away from this JPC? Whenever they were in opposition, for every scandal that broke out, there was a JPC. Beaufort scandal, Duchi scam, everything there was a JPC. Why no JPC? What are they afraid of? Why they are shutting out this JPC route? What best way? So this is the allegation. This apart, a serious allegation in Sri Lanka. The minister there, the chief there said he was pressurized by the Indian government, nonetheless from the PMO, to give a contract to Mr. Adani. This is not our foreign policy. This is what Mr. Rahul Gandhi was saying. Why nobody has countered that? See, Padmaja, I want to ask one more question.
All right,
one more question. Is there any BJP spokesperson here in this debate? No. Is there any BJP spokesperson in the debate?
No, there isn't.
Why? Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid to speak about Adani? Has the word Adani become so toxic that the BJP spokespersons will not come into their favorite show?
No, that is, thank you very much for calling it the favorite.
Why are they
really
afraid to defend this?
I can't say it is for
Yes.
lack of asking. It is possibly they didn't have the time or
It is,
whatever, but
Padmaja.
BJP spokespersons are coming on shows talking about Adani. But anyway, that's entirely up to them. Mr. Dr. Shantanu Sen, Dr. Shantanu Sen, is ultimately only a JPC going to be the decider, because there are court precedents, there are court orders and past precedents which seem to run counter to the arguments made today in favor of a JPC.
Thank you very much, at least for giving me the opportunity at the fag end of the program. Everyone knows by now that Adani is the most pampered and well-nourished baby of Narendra Modi ji. That is not the main concern of Trinamool Congress. I have got few questions and I have got few demands on behalf of my party. My questions are, why we are supposed to know this scam from a foreign agency, not from SEBI, not from RBI? What was SEBI doing? What was RBI doing? Number one. Number two, my question is, why people at large of the country will be at stake? Because in SBI, because in LIC, it's not only your money, it's not only my money, it is the money of the common people, it is money of the poor people at large of the country. Why should they suffer? Why there should be another repetition of Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi, Mehul Choksey? We found the opposition political party leaders like anything, having a conviction rate less than 0.5%. Why in such a big scam, ED investigation, PMLA cases will not be implemented against this fellow? These are our demands and these are our questions.
Okay. Answer the first question first. Rajat Sethi, why did Hindenburg have to be the whistleblower? Why shouldn't it have been SEBI? And then the other two demands made by Dr. Shantanu Sen. Why isn't a lookout circular and a passport seizure happening?
Padmaji, I don't know where to start from, but, I absolutely adore the confidence with which a TMC spokesperson comes on a channel and talks about corruption. First thing is, if he's so worried about a common man, can he also quote Mr. Partha Chakrabarti, who was his minister, and with the weights of crores rupees of cash which were found in his house? Where was his
Yes, step has been taken against him.
Sir, you
step has been taken against him. Can you take step against Mr. Adani?
Listening to you, sir.
Can you take step against Mr. Adani? Our government has taken step against Mr. Partha Chatterjee. Don't talk lie on the camera. Our government has taken step. Has BJP government got the right?
Okay, one at a time, sir, one at a time. Let him respond. Let him respond, then you come back, sir. Go on.
So, these were the same set of, TMC supporters who gear out the CBI officials who came in for an investigation. So, you know how much of respect they will have for Indian agencies when this is how they treat CBI officials who come in for a regular investigation also. That's point number one. Number two is, what he raised is around lookout notice to be furnished against Adani. I think there should be, as a conscientious citizen of this country, there should be probe that what is the business dealing and how much money kickback has Mamata Banerjee taken from Adani for rolling out the red carpet and giving up a very important deep sea port to be invested by Mr. Adani. Is there some connection?
Not the relation of sharing private
No, I am
aircraft.
telling you that there should be probe. There should be lookout notice against Mamata Banerjee
That
first.
was not a relation of sharing private aircraft.
She might leave the country. There should be a lookout notice against her also.
Again, I repeat, that was not a relation of sharing private aircraft.
That is why a red carpet was rolled not before other people. She did not roll a red carpet for startups. She rolled a red carpet for Mr. Adani. Why did she do that?
Narendra
What
Modi
is that
Banerjee never used the
Can you
private
please
aircraft of
comment?
Mr.
What was
Adani.
that hole there? Please explain
know
to
that?
me what was the kickback in the how was that meeting scheduled?
Okay, again, I think we should remember the facts over here that currently there is no criminal case or criminal proceeding thanks to which anyone either can be put behind bars or that they can have their passports seized and their movement restricted. That is point number one. Point number two, we already have the matter in court where PILs have been filed about the Hindenburg report. Ultimately, if an investigation does take place, that would be the best. Let the truth be out there. And third, as far as the politics of this is concerned, I think the facts speak for themselves, and people are wise enough. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister is going to speak at around 3:30 in the afternoon. We'll be keeping a close watch. All gentlemen, thanks very much for joining me. But the demand of a JPC that has been raised consistently by the opposition today inside Parliament, what happens to that? Joining us now is one of the members of Parliament of the BJP who led the charge for the party against Mr. Gandhi.